When Holly Black announced that she would be signing in my hometown for the release of The Prisoner's Throne, you can bet your bottom dollar I was going to be getting tickets for that. But then she announced this cosplay contest. Now that was speaking my language, obviously. So, let's get to work. What character will I do? No one too popular or easy. No offense to all the Judes and Cardins and Oaks and Wrens, but I've never been one to pick the top dog. So I narrowed down my options and decided Nicasia would be the winner. Especially once I started looking for inspiration and had a hard time finding any. There was some really great fan art to feed off of, but not a lot of cosplay. Okay, none really. And that made Nicasia my perfect choice. Now, what describes Nicasia? According to the Folk of the Air wiki, Nicasia has long, blue-green hair like the color of the ocean that differs and darkens according to her mood. She also has pale eyes that shine like a metallic color under the sea. The tips of her ears come to a blue webbed points. Nicasia possesses long limbs that are perfectly shaped, according to Jude, and her mouth is pink of coral. She is often seen with small pearls decorating her hair and is often regarded as very beautiful. So yeah, I probably don't have perfect limbs according to Jude, but I can definitely manage this look. To the interwebs. First address. Something very sexy and sassy is what I have in mind. I searched all over and ended up with this one from Mood Patterns, which was free and made for a very happy me. Next up, we need to find some fabric. I'm sure you can see me cutting everything out here, so let me tell you a little bit about this adventure. I was looking for something that would complement my skin tone. Since I'm pretty olive and I happen to gravitate towards blue to represent the ocean. While I did see some fan art of Nicasia in oranges and reds, that just didn't vibe for me. I fell in love with several options, but I know that I had to buy 4 to 8 yards of fabric, so I didn't want to end up spending $1 million. Plus, I started asking some friends and family what fabrics they thought would fit this little bully princess, who is nothing like me at all. And yeah, that didn't really help either. Okay, that's a lie. My child actually put together 2 that I hadn't thought of, but also would be on the pricier side. I quickly became obsessed with the idea of this dark teal beaded chiffon over the aquamarine charmeuse satin from Cali Fabrics. So, here it is. Doesn't it just look so lovely and oceany? Oh, I didn't mention the shopping for wigs for this. Like I mentioned, Nicasia has blue hair and light eyes. I don't have light eyes and it's allergy season, so I opted out of contacts this time, but the wig. I had picked out this amazing ombre light to dark teal wig, but when I set it next to the fabric on my computer screen, they really clashed. The pretty wig was more green and the fabric was more blue, so it sent me back to the beginning. I went back and forth for literal hours trying to decide. I hated the other wig options, but I also just wasn't in love with the options for the fabric that would match the wig. I was almost in tears over it. Then, randomly, a nice light blue wig that looked like it would be easy to style popped up on my radar, so I placed it next to the first choice fabric and voila! Perfection! After all that, I truly felt like I had picked the right pattern and the right fabrics and the right wig. Plus, I was down to the wire at this point, like only 2 weeks to go, and I work full time. Yikes! So yeah, there wasn't any time to do a muslin run for this. I've always been someone who likes a challenge, so working with chiffon and satin isn't anything new to me. I really enjoy working with delicate fabrics, but it's been a while, so I was just sitting here hoping to all hope that I'd cut and sew everything right and that it actually fit. This was also my first time cutting chiffon using the projectors, and that made it a little more slippery than I was expecting. Pretty sure I slipped and cut a few pieces smaller than they should have been, but yeah. It is what it is. Onward and upward, right? During this whole process, I've been talking to my daughter about what she is going to wear, because she's my +1. I think she may love Folk of the Air more than me, so it was going to be a great mother-daughter excursion. I had suggested that she go as the bomb, because I can pick something out of her closet and grab a wig and some wings and call it a day. Why couldn't I be that simple? No. I have to overthink and doubt myself with everything. Then spend $1 bazillion to make my visions come to life. Oh, and yeah, now you know how I started this channel. Gotta get those visions out into the world. And of course, no project would be complete without having to stop in the middle to clean and oil your serger. You know, that's fun. Now I want to talk about this pattern. For a free pattern, it's pretty well drafted. The size options are pretty inclusive and range from 00 to 32. Plus, it's an adaptive pattern with various alternatives to suit your physical needs. But the pattern instructions were not for newbies of the world. It's written as if talking to someone who is very familiar with garment construction, which is fine, but in trying to make sure I didn't miss anything, well, this well-seasoned gal got very confused and just basically threw it out the window and just made it the way I thought it should be made. As it turns out that some of those pieces of the pattern didn't quite line up right. But maybe it was just me. I mean, I did throw in the towel and construct it my own way, so what do I know? I wonder how they do testing on these free patterns. For any brave newbies out there, feel free to jump in and see how it goes though. I wouldn't recommend using expensive fabrics like me though. Get something cheap to try first. And now we move on to the Get Ready With Me portion of today's video. What else makes for a visual Nicasia? Pearls and ears and some makeup. Yep, that sounds about right. So back to the interwebs. I found several options for multi-strand pearl necklaces and some pearl hair accents on Amazon. Quick and easy and cheap because at this point, my pocketbook was really feeling it.
Wow, totally missed putting me on that. Well, totally missed putting, I can't talk, totally missed putting me, the eyelashes. I missed recording putting them on, because that was highly entertaining. Now my eyes are watering and feel like they're gonna fall off. You know, fun times. Alright, next up.
I had heard a lot about two different companies who do the fancy ears for cosplay. One had the perfect siren ears that I absolutely love, but they only release them in batches, so you have to grab them right away, or you can do a private order in bulk. Who needs 8 pairs of the same ears? Probably professional cosplayers, just not me. So I went with the other company, Aradani Costumes. The big bonus was that Aradani would paint them for me, so I just provided the hex number for the blue and picked a tone from their website to blend with my skin. They came in and they were just so perfect. I'm obsessed and I've considered wearing them to work just for fun. The videos Aradani put out really helped me feel confident for the first time latex ear girl. 10 out of 10 would recommend, not sponsored, but the links will be in my comments for you. And here we go! And now we are off to the book signing event. After a few pics on the way out the door, of course. Look at that! Nicasia and the Bomb having a girls' night out. Now it's Holly's turn to talk. Shh.
So, tonight we're going to talk about anything you might wish to talk about. We could talk about my books. We could talk about your books. We could talk about anything. So this is probably the only time that I have cut it super close. We rushed the hotel. I put on my cult leader outfit right here, so I'm a little bit like, hey, hi, my hair's a little bit wet. I'm super excited. I don't think I've ever signed any of this before. The last time I was here, I actually brought my son here to go to BattleBots. So, what would you like to talk about?
Well, we didn't win the cosplay contest, but it was so fun to get dressed up and be around some fun people. There were so many great people to choose from, and I'm sure it was so hard to pick. I love being able to give and get compliments. Waiting our turn for the signing in pictures was the longest part of it all. At one point, a strand of pearls broke, and there were a few Judes crawling around to help me get them all. It was so sweet of them.
Right now, especially with this blue lighting on you, it's hilarious.
You pulled out the camera, so I'm not going to be able to do it now. Please tell me you didn't get that.
Of course I got it.
Damn it. Are you recording?
Yeah.
Oh.
What did you think I was doing? Photos?
Yeah.
Nope, sorry, live action.
No.
Unfortunately, our pics with Holly didn't turn out the best. My Photoshop skills are minimal, so I wasn't able to make it look a whole lot better than this. Oh well, it was a blast. But hey, check out a couple of the awesome folk we stopped to take pictures with.
And now,
I am home, relaxing, and ready to go to bed. Thank you.